So the Fairfield County History Exhibit just opened up for 2024. It basically encompasses 2 rooms in the lower level of the Georgian Museum. It takes this room and it also takes the adjoining large room that's known as the Goslin Room. This first part in the well room is laid out in a timeline fashion. So it's going to take you through Fairfield County history, starting with the Ice Age. And it's going to walk you through how Fairfield County developed and how it came to be, starting with the Wyandot tribe and their leader, Chief Tarhee. So it goes through the history of the Wyandot, what happens to the Wyandot, why they leave, into the first white settlers with Zane's Trace. It'll take you through laying out the town of Lancaster, the founding of Fairfield County, the founding of the state of Ohio. It'll take you through the Black history of the county and into some of the early tradespeople that called this area home, the War of 1812 and its effect. It had a major effect on the state of Ohio. And then into some of the industry that comes out of that, including large industries such as anchor hawking. After the timeline and move into the Goslin Room, you'll see a lot of artifacts, some amazing things to look at, including the Herb Turner Pioneer Collection. And it has a lot of implements that pioneers from Fairfield County used. And then we take you through some of the early transportation. We talk about Lancaster Canal back when Memorial Drive was water, which a lot of people don't realize. And then following the canal, you had the birth of the railroad system, and as the railroads come through and the effect that it had on the county. We have a great section on the Boys Industrial School, also known as BIS. We have a women's history timeline that is really neat to look at some of the women and their importance in the county history. It also includes a really neat hat timeline to show some of the fashion and how the fashion has changed over the years from the 1800s through about the 1960s. We go through, of course, Lancaster's most famous son, William Tecumseh Sherman, and the Civil War and the effect that had on the county. And we also talk about, there's a section devoted to the early politicians and lawyers and also the physicians that called this area home. Along with all of this information are some interactive displays as well. We have several iPads that guests can look at and go through. Some that dive in more to the story of people like Scipio Smith and Chief Tarhee. We have an iPad devoted to BIS because the amount of images, it's just impossible to display all of those. So the iPad allows us to do that. And we also have a women's history iPad that dives into more in depth of women's history in this area. And we have plans for more iPads in the future. We also have a new Then and Now exhibit where you are able to walk up and slide back and forth and see images from around the county, how they've changed. So it's the same image, just decades and decades apart. So more information can always be found on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page, or by going to fairfieldheritage.com. Thank you, and hope to see you soon.